My best wishes to all the viewers. Welcome to DT Studio. DT Studio run by the Department of Technical Education in Karnataka, Bengaluru. Now today I am discussing about the surveying 2 prescribed by the Board of Technical Education Examinations. Board of Examination for the diploma students in Karnataka. In surveying 2, today I am discussing about the curve surveying. Curves. Now in curve surveying, the most important thing one should remember that we should understand the curves first. Different types of curves and the nomenclature are the terms used in curve chapter. Now curve is part of the circle. It is introduced between the straight lines. Now in the previous class I have discussed in length about this. The introduction about the curves. The major challenge today is to provide the roads transportation system in the country. Tomorrow you are all part of this part of the organization, that is our country. Therefore, one should learn to provide the facility to the general public. We are all civil engineers. The civil engineers should know the technology and the methodologies to implement that. Now on that part, now this is one part in transportation system, developing the road network and railway network. The most important is to provide the transportation system, that is to construct the roads and railway lines. Now this is most important. Now one should learn about the curves to give a better road or to save the time. And for the today, in the current technology, the vehicles on the roads are fast moving vehicles, but unfortunately we don't have the better roads. Therefore, to give better roads, one should learn the terminologies which are used and the methodology applied and the construction methodologies. All these things should be known. And part of this, the curve surveying is one topic introduced in the surveying 2. It is for the second year diploma students. Now here, the different types of curves and the curves transferred from paper to the field. The data is collected from the field before constructing the road. We will collect the data from the ground. For maybe a new construction or to strengthen the existing roads, now we need to collect the data from the ground, existing ground, topography of the ground. Then process it. Now according to the type of the road, according to the money available, according to the topography of the area, region, and the length of the road, based on all these factors, one should design the road center line. Once the road is designed, the design is ready in the paper. Being a civil engineer, you prepare the drawings and other relevant data. Now on part of this, curve is also another part which is introduced between the two straight lines. To provide smooth movement of the vehicles, we need to provide the curves. We have to provide the curves in the roads and highways and the railways. Now on part of this, the curve surveying is the curve surveying. Please understand the curve surveying. Curves are transferred from paper to the field. It is called laying. Isn't it? Curve is transferred from paper to the field. Now this is curve surveying. There are so many methods available in this. There are so many methods. Now let us see one by one. Now I will explain around 15 minutes, the previous class, what we have discussed, the fundamentals and the basics of the curve surveying. And then I will get into the core, that is the methods and curves and methodologies, how to transfer the curves. I will explain those in the future next classes. Now, therefore, let's go one by one. Now, that is already we have discussed. Now, please remember. Now, again, I suggest our students, please understand, this is the Pythagoras theorem. We should know about it. To deal the curve, we must know the mathematics, that is trigonometrical function. One should know about this. And also we should know the trigonometrical functions, that is sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, and the cos theta, then sine rule, cos rule. Now, if you know this better, now definitely we can handle any kind of curves. Now, understand the terminology and know these trigonometrical functions. Now, definitely we can handle any kind of curve. Now, curve is a part of the circle. Now, this is the road construction. The curve is, now this is one straight line and this is another straight line. Now, curve is introduced between the two straight lines. Now, please understand, we are moving from this end to the other end. That is the progress of the survey line. So, therefore, from here we are traveling from this end. Now, this is one straight line and this is another straight line. Now, this is the straight line. Now, this is one straight line. This is another. Now, curve is introduced between the two straight lines. Isn't it? Now, therefore, it is a part of the curve. Now, depending upon the design, depending upon the type of the road, now the length is decided by the engineer. Now, the part of the curve may be any size. Now, these are the two straights. The curve is introduced between the two straight lines, isn't it? Now, this is one example of the one picture of the road. Now, these are the curves introduced in construction of the road, and this is the type S-type curve, isn't it? Now, these are the challenges we have in our in providing the facilities. Now, this is the right-hand curve. It is changing. Now we are moving. This is the progress of the survey line. We are moving in this direction. So therefore, we are changing the direction to the rightward. Therefore, it is right-hand curve. And similarly, now we are changing the direction to the left. Now, if you are moving from this end, now this becomes left-hand curve. Suppose if you are moving from the other end, now this becomes the right-hand curve. Now, therefore, progressive, the way, the direction in which we are moving, that is most important here. Now, therefore, the engineer has to decide depending upon his progressive. And this is the another one, upgrade curve. It is upgrade. Isn't it? Upgrade, that is vertical curve. Now, already we have discussed about this more in the previous class. Now, this is one upgrade followed by another upgrade. Isn't it? Now, these are the different types just to make. To know the technology or the curve, type of curve, now just I am giving the features. Now, this is another upgrade curve, and this is the left-hand curve. This is S curve. You can see this. This is the S type, that is reverse curve. And now the curves are classified. Technically, the curves are classified into, that is horizontal curve, vertical curve. In horizontal curve, we have simple curve, then compound curve, reverse curve, transition curve, and in vertical curve, now summit curve, that is summit means convex curve, and valley curve. Valley curve means that is it is a valley, isn't it? I will show them. So a simple curve is one which consisting of the arc of a circle, a part of the circle, one single arc. It has continuous radius from one end to the other end is same, isn't it? This is a simple curve. It is introduced between two straight lines, two straights. And now this is the one example taken from the. Now this is the one straight line, and this is another straight. A curve is introduced between this. This is a simple curve. And similarly, this is the compound curve. Compound curve is a curve consisting of more than one curve having different radius. Now, from here to here it is one radius, and from here to here is another radius, isn't it? This is maybe now here in this case, this is the radius of this curve. this part, this curve is smaller, the radius of this curve is larger. Now if you come to this, the radius of the first curve is larger and the radius of the second curve is smaller. Now similarly, now this is another kind of curve, it is S curve, is it not? It is called S curve, that is, it is also called serpentine curve, is it not? It is also called reverse curve. This is also consisting of two simple curves, but their centers are in the opposite direction, is it not? Now this has one tangent, this is another tangent, and this is another. Now this is tangent to the second curve, this is tangent to the second curve, and this is tangent to the first curve, and this is tangent to the first curve. Now here one should recognize that this MM, this is the tangent, is common to both the curves. The difference between the compound curve, now there are two curves, simple curves, combination of two simple curves, that is, the centers are on the same side. Now, whereas in the reverse curve, the centers are on the opposite sides. Now there is a difference. Now it is not. Now here, now in the compound curve, that is, it changes its direction only to the right, is it not? If we consider this is the progress, now we are changing the direction to the right. Whereas in the S curve or the reverse curve, now we are changing the direction, that is, we are moving to the right, and at certain point, now we are changing the direction to the left side, is it not? One right hand curve and one left hand curve. Whereas in the previous case, that is in compound curve, both are right hand curves. Or if you are moving from this side, both will be left hand curve. Now this is the reverse curve. Their centers are in the opposite direction. The radius of the first curve and the radius of the second curve may be equal or may be different. Now this is one example of the S curve. Now this is the transition curve. The another example of the horizontal, in the horizontal plane, that is horizontal curve. It is a transition curve. It is introduced between from here to here. Now that is a straight line. Now that is a straight line. The curve is introduced between. This is another straight line. Curve is introduced between the straight line. Now this is the curve. Now from here to here, this has the same radius. That is radius. From here to here, it is the same radius, and from here to here, it is a transition curve. It is a transit, that is from one position to the another position, isn't it? Its physical character of the curve is changed. Now here the radius remains same from here to here. Now here afterwards, suppose let us assume that let us assume that a curve, transition curve is introduced from here to here. Let us assume it. Transition curve is introduced from here to here. Now here, the radius of the transition curve and the radius of the curve, simple curve, are same. If you go to the next point, the radius of the transition curve is more than the radius of the simple curve. And we go to the next point, it is little more than that. If you go to the next point, it will more than that. If you reach the straight, then it is the infinity. Radius is infinity. Isn't it? Please understand the importance of that. I will explain you in the next future class. Now, please understand the transition curve. Transition curve is it is on railways and highways. It is used to maintain the speed. It is to maintain the speed of the vehicle. It is introduced between the curve and the straight. Isn't it? It is called transition curve. And this is the transition curve is a part of the curve. There are different types of curves available. Now a part will be considered. Now here it is a straight line. Now here is the straight. If you draw a tangent, it is the straight line, and the radius will be 90 degree. Therefore, it is infinity. If you come to the next point, then there is less than infinity. If you reach the next point, again less than previous radius. So similarly, if you reach, there is a definite radius, and if you keep moving this side, the radius of the curve increases. Now this is the part of the transition curve. This will be taken and introduced Now this is the radius r, and this is the transition curve introduced between the straight line and the part. Now this part that you have to decide how much, what is the length of that, and what is the radius required. That all these things will be decided by the engineer. And you know the vertical curves. The vertical curves are the curves now in the vertical plane, which is lying in the vertical plane. That is vertical curve means upgrade, downgrade. Isn't it? Though this is the vertical. This is the vertical curve. This is the vertical curve. In the vertical curve, this is upgrade and this is downgrade. Isn't it? Sometimes the vertical curve will be like this. This is upgrade followed by upgrade. Sometimes it is a downgrade. The curve may be not like this. This is the downgrade and again downgrade, upgrade, downgrade followed by upgrade, downgrade and upgrade. Sometimes the curve will be like this. That is not. This is the curve will be like this. This is downgrade and further downgrade. Now these kinds of situations may encounter or in we may come across in designing the roads. Now therefore let us be very careful. The main object is to provide the smooth. That is the main object is to provide the smooth movement to the vehicles, isn't it? Maybe a rail or maybe a vehicle, whatever may be, a road, whatever may be, the main object is to provide the facility that is for smooth movement of the vehicle. Now it is the vertical curves, the classification of vertical. Sometimes it will be asked in the examination, classification of vertical curves for 5 months. Vertical curves, or in vertical curves we have the simple curve, compound curve, then reverse curve, then transition curve. There are 4 kinds of curves, and usually, normally we employed in the construction of the road or railways. Isn't that? Now, whereas in the vertical curves, now everywhere depending upon the topography, now that you have to decide whether you have to provide the upgrade or recut and remove. If it is cost effective, definitely we can provide the better always to move on the smooth road, that is horizontal line, isn't it? No upgrade, downgrade, left hand curve, right hand curve. If we don't have anything, then our driving will be simple, isn't it? Which reduces the travel time. But we can't do like that. Therefore, you have to decide in a better manner. That is, what should be the upgrade and what should be the downgrade and what should be the left hand curve, right hand curve. If the larger radius curves are provided, our movement will be smooth, isn't it? Smaller, then we should think the vehicle speed will get reduced. Then we need to travel slowly. Then it takes more time to reach, isn't it? The travel time will be more. Now, therefore, please understand. Now, this is vertical. These are the vertical curves. Upgrade followed by another upgrade, and here upgrade followed by another upgrade. Here that is upgrade and then downgrade. Now here that is downgrade, then downgrade. Now these are the different types of vertical curves we come across, isn't it? Okay. Then this is the one I have shown, the upgrade, isn't it? Now this is the valley. Now valley curves, that is downward followed by downward grade, then downward horizontal, then downward followed by upgrade, isn't it? Downgrade followed by upgrade, then upgrade followed by upgrade. Like, there are so many different types of curves we will come across, isn't it? And one should understand this carefully. That is the terminologies which are used in practice. Now, in the last class we have explained elaborately about this. You please go through that, and one should understand. A civil engineer should understand these things, isn't it? Now, AB, that is straight line. From here to here it is straight line, and from here to here it is straight line. It is AB and BC. These are the two straights. Between these two straights, curve is introduced. Now, this is the curve. This is the curve introduced between the two straight lines, isn't it? Two straight lines. Now, therefore, this is that is AB is the first tangent. From here, AB is the first tangent, and BC is the second tangent. And now here, BC is the forward tangent. This is the forward tangent and this is the rear tangent. When we move from this end to from here, when you are moving from here, this is the progressive of our survey line. Then now progress. Now this is AB is the first tangent. Now BC is the second tangent. Now when we move like this, we can call this as forward tangent, and this becomes rear tangent. Isn't that? Now we are moving from this end to the line. And B is the point of intersection. It is also called the vertex, isn't that? Point of intersection where AB and BC are meeting each other, isn't that? AB and BC, where we are changing the direction, and the angle subtended by these two lines, AB and BC, that is the interior angle. It is called intersection angle. This is the intersection angle. And similarly, now this is the external angle. This is the external angle. This is called that is deflection angle. The deflection angle means the straight line AB deflects by an amount delta. Now that angle is called deflection angle. Isn't that? AB is the straight line, and where we need to change the direction. Now this is the amount. Delta is the amount angle we are changing the direction. Isn't it? AB and BC. Now these are the terms used when we speak about the curve. One should know about it, isn't it? Now therefore, now this is the intersection angle, this is the deflection angle, and now see, now this is T1E. This is the long chord. Any number of chords can be drawn to this curve. Now this is the curve, length of the curve. Now this is the length of the curve. Usually the notation is small l. The notation that is we abbreviate. Normally this is the length of the curve, isn't it? Length of the curve, and this is the chord, long chord. And also we can draw the chord from here to here. We can draw the chord, isn't it? This may be one chord. This may be from here to here. It is another chord. Like any number of chords can be drawn to the curve, given curve. But this is the longest chord to the curve. So therefore it is called long chord. Isn't it? And similarly, now this is point of the curve. T1 is called the point of the curve, and T2 is called that is point of tangency. This is the beginning of the curve, and this is the end of the curve. And now here, and now distance between T1B. Now from T1 to B is the tangent distance, the length of the tangent. And similarly, B to T2 is the length of the tangent. Now these are the terms used. Now this is the thing. Now this is the tangent and this is the radius. These two are perpendicular. Now this is perpendicular, isn't it? Similarly, this is the tangent and this is the radius. Now this is perpendicular. Now this is deflection angle and this is also deflection angle. Now therefore it is called central angle, isn't it? Central angle. The central angle means it is an angle subtended by the curve. Angle subtended by the curve, isn't it? Angle subtended by the curve is the delta. Half of this will be delta by 2. Okay. And similarly, that is FB. This is the external distance. Now this length is called the external distance, and that is EF, mid ordinate. Now from here to here, the mid ordinate. Ordinate. Now this is from the long chord. This is from the long chord. Now this is the ordinate, mid ordinate. Now why you are calling this mid ordinate? Because this is the ordinate from the midpoint of the long chord. Now any number of ordinates can be drawn. From here to here we can draw one. Isn't it? From here to here we can draw one ordinate. Any number of ordinates can be drawn from the long chord. Any number of ordinates can be drawn from the long chord. Isn't it? This is the one longest. That is the mid ordinate. This is the highest. The ordinate. Now this is highest. Isn't it? Then apex distance. Then central angle. Now these are the terms we should know about it. Okay. The next. Now this is shown in the picture. All know what the terms which are used in the curves are shown here, isn't it? What we have discussed now, it is mentioned here. Now this is deflection angle, intersection angle, that is the length of the tangent length, that is straight to the curve, Now all these things are written here. Now it is for more information. And similarly, now this is one most important analysis of the curve. One should know about it. If you know these things, now definitely we can handle any kind of curve. We can solve any kind of problems. Isn't it? Therefore, first let us understand this. Now I told you that now this is the point of intersection, and this is the curve tangent length, this is the long chord, and this is the curve. Now we should know how to calculate them, isn't it? We'll how to calculate. Now if you know these things, now then our problem is almost solved, isn't it? Now see now we will let us sometimes this will be asked for the examination. What are the elements of simple curve? The elements of simple curve, isn't it? The elements of simple curve. Now let us see how to calculate it. Sometimes it will be asked for 7 marks. Sometimes it will be asked for 8 marks along with one small another question, isn't it? Now therefore then you need to write. Therefore one should understand this. Now I think we have understood all the terms which are used in curve surveying, isn't it? Now let us see how to calculate, how to handle, how to analyze the curve. Now we take the first one. That is the angle T1B. Angle. See now this is T1B, T2. Now this is the intersection angle, isn't it? And this is the deflection angle. Sum of these two is equal to how much? Delta plus I is equal to. It becomes how much? 180, because it is straight line, no? Isn't it? It is a straight line. Deflection angle plus intersection angle is equal to 180 degree, isn't it? No, I think not necessary to understand this. So straight away we can recognize this. Once you draw the diagram, straight away we can understand it, isn't it? So this is one element. And the second one, see, this is angle, the same thing, isn't it? Angle T1, T2 is the central angle, isn't it? It is delta. And T1B. Now the tangent length. To calculate the tangent, how to calculate the tangent length? Now let us consider the triangle, isn't it? Let us consider this triangle. If you consider this triangle, now see length of the tangent is equal to. Now solve the triangle. Just solve the triangle by solving. You see, now this is the perpendicular. This is perpendicular. Therefore, T1B, length of the tangent, first tangent and the second tangent. That is forward tangent and the rear tangent. The length will remain same in both the, isn't it? Tangent will be, because it is simple curve, the simple curve, tangent length is same. Therefore, T1B and T2B. Now it is equal to R tan delta by 2. Consider this triangle. You just consider this triangle. R is known. R is the radius of the curve. R is the radius of the curve, and this angle is known delta by 2. Therefore, this is equal to that is T1B is equal to that we can calculate it. It is R tan delta by 2. Isn't it? Or by solving this triangle, just solve this triangle, we will get now that is T1B is equal to. Similarly, solve this triangle. Now this triangle, then we will get T tangent length T, that is tangent length T2B is equal to same thing. We are going to get it, isn't it? Now we have thought there are two elements, one element and the second element, and length of the card length. Now here card length, we know that this is L, card length. Now this is the card length of the card, isn't it? It is also called long card, length of the long card. Now it is usually abbreviated by capital L. The length of the curve is usually abbreviated by lowercase l, isn't it? Small l. This is the long chord. Now how to solve how to find out the length of the long chord? To calculate the length of the long chord, now consider this triangle. Now this is T1E, that is O. T1E O. Consider this triangle, isn't it? If you consider this triangle, this is R is known, that is delta by 2 is known, isn't it? Delta by 2, and this L by 2, isn't it? This is L by 2. This is L by 2. Therefore, if we solve this triangle, now we will get, see, we'll get that is L by 2 is equal to R sine delta by 2, isn't it? L by 2 is equal to, if you solve the triangle T1E O, solve this triangle and get that is half of the long chord L by 2 is equal to R sine delta by 2. Therefore, that is there are L by 2, isn't it? Therefore, length of the long chord is equal to, that is, send that L by 2 to right side, then L is equal to 2R sine delta by 2, isn't it? Now, any kind of problems we can solve if you understand this. Any kind of curves we can solve, isn't it? All kinds of curves we can solve it. Maybe a simple curve, maybe a compound curve, maybe a reverse curve, whatever may be, any kind of curves. Now, the fundamentals, that is elements, these are the main elements of the simple curve, isn't it? Now, still we have two more. Let us see. Now here length of tangent length. Yes. Now see, now let us calculate the length of the curve. Length of the curve. Tangent length we have calculated here. Length of the long chord we have calculated. Tangent length and long chord we have calculated. Now from here, see, length of the curve. This is the curve length. Now this curve is subtended by an angle delta. It is subtended by an angle delta. Now if you know the theory, curve theory, now that is this length, arc length is equal to L is equal to R into theta, isn't it? If you know the curve theory in mathematics, from mathematics, if you know the curve theory, from curve theory, now this is R is equal, this length of the curve, arc length is equal to R into theta. In our case, theta is delta, isn't it? R into theta, that is therefore R into L, therefore R into delta. Now therefore R into delta. Length of the curve is equal to L is equal to small l is equal to R into delta, isn't it? R into delta. Now that is divided by multiplied by the radians, isn't it? Now therefore we will get the pi by 180. If you multiply that, now we will get, that is the length of the curve. Now we can calculate the length of the curve, isn't it? And similarly, external distance, that is external distance, that is B into F. Now this distance, FB, this is the external distance. How to calculate this? Solve this triangle. If you solve this triangle, if you solve T1 O B, if you solve this triangle, we will get, isn't it? Now this is this is external apex distance. Now we can calculate. Now this becomes external apex distance FB is equal to R secant delta by 2 minus R. We will get this. Now therefore, and this is called the worst sign. Now that EF is called the worst sign. Worst sign. Now again solve the triangle. This triangle will get. Now this is OF minus OE. Now this R minus R cos delta by 2. Isn't it? Now this becomes, now this is EF. Now this becomes R worst sign. Isn't it? It is R worst sign. Now the external distance is BF. It is equal to R secant delta by 2 minus R. Now this distance from here to here. Just solve this triangle, and we know this. Now this is the we have no distance. We can solve this. Now from here to here it is r radius. Now from here to here it is radius r. Now you can solve it. Consider this triangle. Consider this triangle, that is T1OB, and solve for FB, external distance. And similarly, that is the mid-ordinate. This is our it is called versus side. Now this is, if we solve this triangle, we will get that is r minus r cos delta by 2 by solving the triangle. This triangle, for this triangle, we can calculate it, isn't it? Because from here to here it is r, and from here to it is r, and from here to it is the tangent length. Now solving this, we will get r minus r cos delta by 2, and that is equal to r into versus side. Now take this r outside. Now you may ask, what is this? That is versus side. Versus side. Now versus side means you take this r outside. If you take the r outside, common outside in both the terms, now r multiplied by, that is 1 minus cos delta by 2, isn't it? 1 minus cos unit minus cos delta, cos theta is the versus side, isn't it? Unit minus, yes, isn't it? Now see, by solving this problem, solving this triangle, we will get we get EF is equal to EF will be equal to r minus r cos delta by 2. R minus r cos delta by 2. Take out this r common outside. Now when you take out this, r multiplied by 1 minus cos delta by 2. 1 is unit minus cos angle is called versus side. Sometimes maybe this question may be asked, isn't it? Okay. Now these are the elements of simple curve. Elements of simple curve. Now please remember, please note, if you don't know the elements, we are unable to handle or unable to solve the problem, any kind of curve. One should know clearly about the elements and its analysis, how to calculate the tangent length, how to calculate the interior angle or external deflection angle, and how to calculate the length of the curve, how to calculate the length of the long chord, isn't it? Like, if you don't know, we are unable to solve the problem, we are unable to handle the curves, isn't it? See, now these are the fundamentals. Now whatever we have discussed till now, these are all the fundamentals to the curves, isn't it? Sometimes you may get questions for the examination, 1 or 2 questions. We usually normally in the examination, mention the different types of curves which are being used in construction of roads or railways, and what are the elements of the simple curve, isn't it? Like, you may ask, they may be asked in the examination, isn't it? Next, now we go to, that is, till now we have analyzed the curve. Analysis, we have understood the curve, how to handle the curve. And please remember here, now this is the progress line. We are traveling, we are moving from, we don't know from where we are traveling. Now we are moving, let us understood that we have traveled around 25 kilometers from here and reached, isn't it? And then, now we are reaching here. After reaching here, we understood that we have to introduce the curve between this, isn't it? In the center line. Then, therefore, now see, now this curve is designed or constructed or transferred from paper to the ground is by a civil engineer. Now he has to decide what should be the radius, and he has to measure the deflection angle, and he should know about it. The engineer is deciding what is the length, what is the curve, required radius of the curve. He has to decide. Now how he is deciding it. Now what is some criteria is required, to decide the radius of the curve. We need criteria. How we decide it? The radius will be decided by the engineer. We need some criteria. What are those criteria? That is the type of the road. Whether you are constructing the small road, that is like village road, taluk road, district road, or highways, state highway, national highway, express highway. Now, depending upon the type of the road where you are employed to construct the road, isn't it? Therefore, you have to decide. It is decision is whose decision decided by the engineer, isn't it? And according to the topography and the center line where you are proposing the road, isn't it? Where you are proposed to construct the road, measure this deflection angle. This deflection angle also can be varied according to your convenience. But the engineer, ultimately the engineer has to decide what should be the radius and what should be the speed of the vehicle, how many vehicles are moving on the road, isn't it? Therefore, first you have to collect the information, data. You have to conduct the survey, traffic survey, you have to conduct the topographic survey, isn't it? And you have to collect the money which is available to construct the road, number of vehicles traveling on the road. Based on all these factors, how big and what is the next future in 20 years, 25 years, what is going to happen, how many vehicles will come across for traveling maybe on the road. So based on all these factors, you have to decide what should be the radius, isn't it? You are to decide the radius and accordingly measure the deflection angle. Then two data we have. After having these two data, then the remaining will be calculated. We will have only data. Usually, this radius is decided by the engineer according to the convenient, and deflection angle will be measured from the site location where you are providing the curve, where you are introducing the curve. Isn't it? So therefore, now after doing so, then now depending upon the type of the curve, depending upon the type of the road. Now we are employing appropriate methodology. Now appropriate methodology, it is connected with, now survey comes into picture now. Survey. Now our problem now, see, now we have calculated everything here. We have calculated, the curve is analyzed here. The curve is analyzed. After analyzing the curve, the next is, now we have to transfer the curve to the field. There are so many methods, there are so many ways. Again, depending upon the instrument which is available with you and the type of the road, isn't it? Understood? Got it? Depending upon the method, there are so many methods available here. So this is the one method is called, that is the linear method. Chain and tape method or linear method. We can call it as chain and tape method or linear method, isn't it? We don't want any instruments. We don't need, only chain and tape is more than sufficient. Through that we can transfer the curve. For smaller roads, for smaller length, we can employ this, isn't it? Now there again, now it is offsets from the long card. Already I told you what are the offsets. How many offsets we can write. That we will discuss in the next course, isn't it? Offsets from the long card, offsets from the cards produced, offsets from the tangent, offsets from the tangent, offsets from the tangent, it is radial offsets and perpendicular offsets, isn't it? Now these are the linear methods employed. These are the linear methods we can use only by chain and tape, so we can transfer the curve from paper to the field. Got it? Do you know what is the meaning of linear methods? Linear method is only by chain and tape. Okay. Then this is angular method. Sometimes it is called instrumental method. Isn't it? Angular method or instrumental method. Angular method or instrumental method. That is by employing the theodolite. Isn't it? With the help of theodolite. Isn't it? Now therefore, see, in doing so, here again single theodolite, double theodolite. Now here in the single theodolite and double theodolite method. Now sometimes what happens, while constructing the railway line or larger, highways, national highways, we may not be able to reach. One straight is here, the another straight is here. There are two straights. We may not be able to see this. We may not be able to see the location, that is midpoint, that is the intersection point. We may not be able to look at that. Therefore, what we will do, we are deciding that is T1, one point, the T2 is another point. Now from there we will install one theodolite and T2 we install another theodolite. Then we are keep moving and we are arranging the locations of the points on the curves, isn't it? Points on the curves. Then we will come and meet, isn't it? That will give us the curve. Now here that is double theodolite method. In single theodolite methods, when we are able to look at the area, when you are moving, when you are constructing the road, isn't it? The curve may start from this point. Curve may start from this point, isn't it? Then we need to proceed. We have to come back, isn't it? It is a turn, isn't it? Then install the instrument, locate the point on the curve, first point, second point, third point, we can reach T2, isn't it? When we are able to look at the area, entire area, we are able to transfer, isn't it? Then single theodolite. Now, if now we are not able to look at that, because the length may be too big, maybe 1 kilometer, maybe 800 meters. The length of the curve may be 1 kilometer, isn't it? 750 meters. Then we may not be able to that is 1/4, 3/4 of the kilometer means we may not be able to look at that, isn't it? So therefore, under those circumstances, we are employing. Now these are the different methods employed in ranging the curves, isn't it? The first method is linear method. The second method is angular method. Now these are the methods used for smaller curves, isn't it? Like village road, isn't it? Smaller curves we can employ this, isn't it? Now similarly, this is the angular method. That is the instrumental method, theodolite method. In some textbook we can call it different issue. Theodolite method, single theodolite method, double theodolite method. Directly we can call this as that is angular method or instrumental method or theodolite method. Anyway, you can call it as. There are two ways. One is linear method, the other one is angular method. Isn't it? Now we'll see. Now this is the most important. One should understand carefully. Now, before getting to that, now what we will do in all these methods, we are solving the curve. We are calculating some data, and the same data will be transferred to the field, isn't it? That is the object. Now, our object is to transfer the curve from paper to the field. Therefore, we need some data. We want some data. Now, what are the data required to transfer the curve from paper to the field? It is called curve ranging. It is called curve survey. Isn't it? Now what we have discussed now, there are terminologies related to curve. Isn't it? Then methods of curves. Then methods of curve ranging. Methods of curve ranging, linear methods and instrumental methods. There are two methods. In these two methods, mainly we are calculating the data required to transfer the curve from paper to the field. Main object. Now we will see one by one. Now we will go for. Now before doing this, now let us understand one, that is the peg interval. Do you know the meaning of peg interval? Peg interval. Peg are driven at regular. Peg are driven at regular intervals. It is a peg interval. Now one should understand this carefully. Please listen. Now see. Now we are traveling. We are moving from, and we have reached this point. Now we are changing the direction. This is the deflection angle. Isn't it? Now this is the curve introduced. Now we know how to calculate the tangent length. We know how to calculate the curve length. Now we can calculate the curve length, the length of the curve now, isn't it? And we know how to calculate. Do you know how to calculate the length of the tangent? Do you have the equation for that? We have solved. We have discussed in the previous slides, isn't it? Now we can do it. First calculate the tangent length. Okay. Then calculate the length of the curve. Length of the curve is simple. That is pi r into delta, isn't it? R into delta. Pi r delta divided by 180 will get the curve length. Let us assume that we'll get the curve length. The curve length maybe, let us assume that it is 345 meters. Isn't it? Now, not possible to transfer the curve from paper to field. That 345 meter length, that is full length curve, we cannot. Suppose if I ask you to draw one 10 centimeter, 15 centimeter, you will take some instrument, drawing instruments, and you will prepare the drawing, isn't it? Whereas in our case, we are not able to. Now, therefore, we must divide this curve into number of parts. Carefully we have to divide this. Now let us assume it is 345 meters. Total length of the curve is 345. Now here we are dividing the curves into small curves, isn't it? Now this is the one curve. This is one small curve. We are not able to draw the curve on the field, isn't it? Therefore, we can draw a straight line from here to here. Now this is the card. This is the first card. And this is the second card. And this is the third card. This is the fourth card. Like any number of cards can be. We can, isn't it? We can divide the curve into number of cards. Now, why we are giving importance to the card? Now you can observe this from the diagram. Now you see, now this card length and the curve length. Now the length of the card, length of the curve, and the length of the card. Length of the curve and the length of the card almost same, isn't it? Almost same with small difference, isn't it? Only a small difference. We will neglect that difference, and then at the end we will take it, isn't it? Now, therefore, please note the card 345 meter length. Now what should be the distance? What should be the card length? Each card length, isn't it? What should be the each card length? Now divide that card. Now normally what we will do? Normally what we will do? We will take one chain length, isn't it? Maybe 30 meter. If the curve is steeper, we will go for 20 meter. Further, if the curve is steeper, we will go for 10 meters, isn't it? Now please understand, if you divide this more number of cards, you will get better. You will get better what? Better curve. If you divide the curve into number of small cards, more number of cards. But what happens, we can't do hundreds, thousands like that, isn't it? Therefore, you have to decide which is the best card length. Usually one chain length, isn't it? Normally one chain length. The chain length may be 30 meter, 20 meter. If the curve is too steeper, then we'll go for. But in one theory it says that is not more than 1/20th. Each card length should not be more than 1/20th of the length of the curve, isn't it? In one theory, in one textbook it says it is length of, that is the card length should not be more than L/20, isn't it? Now that you have to decide. Being an engineer, you decide it. Which should be. Now let us assume that our curve length is 345 meter. Now let us take 30 meter, 30 meter, 30 meter. Isn't it? How many cards you are going to get it? How many cards you are going to get it? 30 meter, 30 meter. Our card length is 30 meter. Our curve length is 345 meters. How many cars we are going to get it? 345 divided by 30 is equal to 11 plus. How much you are going to get it? 11 plus, am I right? 11 plus 11 multiplied by 30 is equal to 330 plus how much? Okay, understood? What we have done now? We are dividing the curve. We are dividing the curve. 345 meter curve is divided into cars, isn't it? How many cars we are getting now? How many cars we are getting now? 11 plus there is a residue of 15 meter. Understood? 30, 30, 30, 11, 330. We are left with more than 30 meter, maybe more than less than 30 meter. That you have to decide. The engineer has to decide. Understood? Got it? Have you understood the length? How to divide the curve? The curves are divided into cards, sub cards, isn't it? Cards. The cards are unit card and sub card. Suppose the 345 meter curve length. Let us say we are dividing that into 20 meter. Isn't it? 20 meter unit card. How many you are going to get it? 17 plus 345 now. Divided by 20. 17 plus 1 sub card. It is 5 meter. Isn't it? Am I right? Now what I am suggesting now, don't go for smaller cards. 17 plus 1 means how much? How many cards are there? 18 cards. 17 unit card. 1 is sub card. Okay. Therefore, what I am suggesting you, now we will restrict to 17 card only. The last card will make the last card is sub card by making 25. Understood? Got it? Because for smaller length, the value will be very small. For smaller card length, the value, isn't it? The data will be very small. Therefore, now likewise you have to decide. If you make 30 meter card length, you will get 11 plus 1, 15 meter. Or if you are dividing this into 20 meter card length, then 17 plus 1. Instead of making 17 plus 1, we will make it 16 plus 1. 16, 20, and the other one is sub card, it is 25 meter. Then our curve length will be 345 meter. Understood? Most important, one should understand this. Okay? Now, we have discussed the different types of curve ranging. Curve ranging we have discussed, and in next two classes, next class we will elaborately discuss about the linear methods and also the angular methods and their data, what are the data to be collected, and how to solve the given problems. Now, how to transfer the curve from field to the, paper to the field. I will explain all those things in the next class. Now, thank you very much for all the participants. Thank you so much. Thank you a lot. Thank you.